3 counties, 24 cities, working together, accomplishing more than any of us could alone. Whether your roots run generations deep, or you recently moved to Greater Portland, you are a part of Metro, the nation's only regional government elected by the people. Planning for the future, preserving what we love. Let's keep our region thriving for decades to come.
I'm Laura Lepley, a Metro Park Ranger. Here at Oxbow Park, safety is our #1 priority, not only for our guests, but for our staff members. I'm at the Welcome Center and you're at the Regional Center. The council chambers are located on the 3rd floor. In the event of a fire or fire alarm, please exit through the door in the northeast corner of the room. Go down the stairway to the 2nd floor, exit through the main entrance by the reception desk and gather in the courtyard outside that entrance. In the event of a medical or fire emergency, please call 911 and notify the security agent at the reception desk. The nearest defibrillator is mounted on the steps leading from the reception desk down to Grand Avenue. Thank you, and come visit us at Oxbow Park.
Good morning. I would like to call the Metro Council meeting of November 4th, 2025 to order. Georgia, will you please call the roll?
Councillor Nolan.
Good morning.
Councillor Rosenthal.
Present.
Councillor Wong.
Present.
Councillor Simpson.
Present.
Councillor Lewis.
Present.
Councillor Gonzalez is not here yet, and Council President Peterson.
Here, thank you. We will move on to our public communication. I will now open public communication on non-agenda items. Georgia, will you please describe the audience or procedures that we will use for public communications on non-agenda items?
Absolutely. If you are testifying in person, please sign up by filling out a blue card in the back of the room and bringing it up to me. If you are testifying on Zoom or by phone, please sign up by using the raise hand function in the reactions or more menus, or by dialing *9. When it's your turn to testify, I'll call your name or phone number. For those on Zoom, click accept to be promoted to a panelist. Your Zoom window will close briefly before you rejoin as a panelist. You can turn on your camera if you'd like. Testimony is limited to 3 minutes and the timer begins when you begin speaking. If you are testifying in person, there are timers located on the testimony table, on the wall, and on the digital screen. Please state your name for the record before testifying. You do not need to give your physical address. And Council President Peterson, we've had no one signed up to testify in advance. I don't see any hands raised in the virtual audience. I don't see anyone coming up in the physical audience either.
All right. No one running forward and no hands raised. We will close public communication on non-agenda items and move on to our resolution. Resolution number 25-5544 for the purpose of amending the fiscal year 2025 through 26 budget and appropriation schedule to provide for changes in operations. Councilors, thank you for getting us to this point, and to our staff for getting us to this point for this brief but important business meeting. Last week, I shared concerns about the impact that growing food insecurity could have as a result of federal funding delays to the SNAP program, including an increased risk of evictions as people must make the terrible choice of food or housing. Your packet includes a budget amendment to transfer contingency funds from our general fund to the housing department so that our expert staff in that department can deploy these resources immediately and help keep people fed in their homes. There was other information that I was going to relay to you, but I do not have them before me. I'll just say that, I really appreciate the council and staff moving as quickly as we have in order to find a way to use our general fund to be able to fill this gap that was created by the federal government shutdown and the extension of that shutdown to the point where it is hurting families immensely. And not something that we normally do as Metro Council to work in this field, but because of the impacts it will have on our programs in SHS, we felt it necessary to bring this before you. We also have Cinnamon Williams here to take us through the impact of the budget. Thank you.
Good morning, President Peterson and Metro Councilor. I don't have much to present after that. That was a really good summary, but I'm here to present an off-cycle budget amendment. We're moving $500,000 from the general fund contingency into the housing's general fund appropriation to give them $620,000 for their appropriation for FY 2025-26. This will provide emergency funding for food security, a key element of a housing strategy. I do not have much else to present unless you guys have some questions for me. We also have the Deputy Director of Housing behind me, Val Galstead, if you have any policy and program questions.
Council, any questions or comments? Councilor Wong.
Just a quick question for someone. What's in our general fund contingency?
So we've always put forth an amount of contingency in our general fund for off-cycle budget amendments and for anything that's unexpected. We use our fund balance reserve policies. We have a 16.5% of revenues that sits in there. Let me see if I know exactly how much is in there. Let me see, I've got that information in front of me. We had 34 million in contingency for the start of this fiscal year, and this will just take it down to 33.7 million.
Great, thank you. Great, well, I really support this action, and I want to thank the housing staff in particular for all your work thinking this through. I think it really just speaks to the level of responsiveness to the moment and the sense of urgency. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilor Nolan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for being very quick about creating a proposal and engaging staff in developing this proposal. And maybe this is for our housing folks programmatically. I want to know, it would be my expectation and preference if we make sure that these funds are deployed in a way that includes access for communities to have culturally specific food that you may not be able to buy at a grocery store.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Councilor Nolan, for that comment. Just for the record, I'm Val Galstead, the Interim Deputy Director of the Housing Department. I use they, them pronouns. So in conversations, based on direction that we heard from you all in conversation last Thursday, I believe, when you discussed this, we have been looking into options for that to be able to deploy this funding to organizations that can provide culturally specific foods. For example, or organizations that can provide like halal food for folks, or we've been in contact with our tribal affairs team as well to talk about different options for that, for like big game and things there. We're still working out the details of like which organizations to connect with, and that's, we wanted to wait until Metro Council, made a decision to move forward on this or not, but that is very much at the forefront of the work that we're trying to do.
I'm not surprised, but I'm very grateful that that is on your radar.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilor Lewis, then Rosenthal.
Sure, thank you for moving this forward with expediency and urgency, meeting this really important need for communities across the region. I would say this is not in our normal wheelhouse, and we're meeting the moment. And we have other parts of Metro and other government partners who I think we can urge to come along with us. And it does not only look like money for food, it looks like creative ways to help people get connected to these new services. They're used to having a card that they can take to the corner store, and now they're gonna have to transport themselves which way and every way across the region. So I would hope that our friends at TriMet would be thinking creatively about connecting people to these new places and food distribution centers, community centers, churches, and food banks. And the list does not stop there. So I want everybody to be ready to keep putting resources on the table if this crisis spurred by inaction of the federal government continues. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Rosenthal.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I think this is a great idea and I'm glad we could move so quickly. My two questions are, as you know, the state has declared an emergency and has allocated 5 million, I believe. Do we have any idea how that's going to be distributed? Our metro area is about 50% of the state's population is going to be administered that way. And in reference to what Councilor Lewis just mentioned, have any of the other jurisdictions that we deal with shown some indication? I mean, they all have contingency reserves of some sort. And I just wonder if any of them have the leeway or the inclination to join us.
Yeah, I can take that. Thanks, Councilor Rosenthal. To your first question about the state's 5 million, I don't have the breakdown of exactly how that's going to be distributed and what's going to hit the metro region, but we can get that information from the Oregon Food Bank for you and send that out to you afterward, if you would like. We have been in contact with the Oregon Food Bank about like how that money is going to be distributed, like what it's going to be predominantly used for, and it is going to be for bulk food buying largely. As far as your other question, you teed it up greatly. I was hoping I would get a chance to talk about this. Actually, today as well, many of our jurisdictional partners are considering this same topic. So today, Multnomah County is considering allocating $100,000, and I believe that they're specifically focusing on like school pantries. I know that Clackamas County is also considering allocating $100,000, and Washington County is considering allocating 250, I believe. That's the latest numbers I had, but that's maybe a little outdated. It's maybe 24 to 48 hours old. But in total, we're looking at between $750,000 to $1 million in our region alone, just from a handful of our local government partners.
Thanks.
Just to put that into perspective though, and maybe our COO, who was former COO, can back me up on this. A Multnomah County person this morning that was attending said that normally on a monthly basis, it's about $5 to $6 million that Multnomah County alone puts out for SNAP benefits. And so this is a great movement forward on everybody's part, but it's not going to stem the tide if it goes any further than this, even if half the money comes through. So
that's correct.
Thank you. So this is a big step forward, but I just want everybody to realize that we are still going to be in an emergency and people will still be in need. So it's a big hole to fill. So Councilor Gonzalez.
Thanks, President Peterson. Yeah, I just want to add additional remarks. I appreciate everything my colleagues have shared, and I want to echo my enthusiasm, my gratitude for us finding money during this moment. And last night I was at an event that was organized in Washington County by Centro and brought together 70 people like in a matter of 2 days. It was like mayors, county commissioners, city councilors, like all elected, the district attorney, state senator, state representatives, our congresswoman was there. We're talking about the federal assault on poor people, on immigrants, on Oregon and in Portland, and really how much people are hurting. And we have some community members there that were really encouraging us that every small action counts. And, when I'm sharing with folks that Metro is considering this, it's like a sense of relief, a sense of hope and optimism that although we can't control what the White House is doing, we do have the ability to act and respond and like have our values really be front and center in that. And I think that this is a really core piece of that. And I'm proud that Metro is stepping up in this way. Val, like you mentioned, many other local governments are doing. And I'm hopeful that we can make sure this money gets to the most vulnerable folks in the region as well, and look forward to partnering with you on that. But very grateful that Metro is leading. That's the point of my comment, that Metro is leading and that we have the resources and the clarity of mind to act, I think is really important because a lot of people don't have that right now.
Thank you. With that, do I have a motion on resolution number 25-5544?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Who would like to?
Everybody.
Okay, it's been moved by Counselor Simpson and seconded by Counselor Rosenthal. I think you were a nanosecond ahead. Counselors, any further discussion? All right, George, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Lewis,
Present, yes. I.
Here.
Counselor Gonzalez,
Presently, yes.
Counselor Simpson,
We might want to make.
Yes, I.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes,
I was like,
I.
possibly you're gonna change your mind, okay.
Back in business mode, yes.
Counselor Simpson,
Aye.
Counselor Wong,
Aye.
Counselor Rosenthal,
Aye.
Counselor Nolan,
Yes.
Council President Peterson.
Aye, the motion passes. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll look forward to hearing how this is getting into the hands of the folks who need it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have other business that we are going to be working on today. So we are just going to go ahead and adjourn for today. Thank you so much for supporting this resolution, council, and meeting the crisis that our residents are facing. Seeing no further discussion, the council meeting is adjourned. We'll now meet in work session in room 375 to continue working with our facilitators from our retreat. Our next regular meeting is scheduled for November